Hello everyone, I hope you're well, hope you're doing alright. So I have a very small observation right here for XAG silver. Basically, I don't know why I said it like that. Now, for silver, I am generally bearish on it, as highlighted previously in previous videos. However, for the day, I can see that silver might give us a small retracement through to the upside before maybe continuing that bearishness. I don't care what happens after the retracement. However, I'm just looking for a small retracement right now through to the upside. We can see that while silver was going down, we created all these bottoms right here. 1, 2, 3, touched multiple times basically right there. The market then pushed into them, into their stop losses right here, and then we started pushing through to the upside right now. Now, what I can see right now on silver is that while we created these stops, we didn't take out this high. We actually formed double tops with it. If we had taken this high right here, then that would be a double top grab, and maybe I would just reconsider seeing this observation right here or having these ideas right there. However, since we formed liquidity through to the upside, by doing that, I do believe that silver, there's a small chance right here that silver just pushes through to the upside right there, takes out the highs, and then we'll see where we go from there. Let's see how this goes. I hope you're well, hope you're doing alright. So, silver right here, it rocketed through to the upside. To be honest with you guys, I didn't expect silver to do that. Now, in the last video, I took this trade right here through to the downside from here to here. In this video, I took this trade from here all the way up into here, very small retracement to the upside, and then the market continued to rock through to the upside. Now, I want to teach you a bit of a lesson here. Number one, I always talk about a 3 drives pattern. So let me delete that. I always talk about when the market pushes like that through to the upside, forms 1, 2, 3 drives to the upside. I usually expect the market to reverse and take out the low. Now, as you can see, a 3 drives pattern sometimes can be a continuation pattern. So the market could retrace 50% of that 3 drives pattern and then boom, rocked through to the upside. Now, the way that I determine whether a 3 drives pattern is going to be a full-on reversal pattern or whether it's going to be a continuation pattern is through the following. Number one, the question that I ask myself is, how was this 3 drives pattern initiated? And the way it was initiated is by the market right here melting through to the downside and grabbing all these lows. 1, 2, 3 bottoms right here. And then the market grabbed all this liquidity to the downside and then formed a 3 drives pattern through to the upside that in its turn took all the liquidity, grabbed all the liquidity right there through to the upside. So right after this point, right here, we had a liquidity grab to the downside and a liquidity grab to the upside, which means that the liquidity has been reset in the market. Now, usually when the liquidity has been reset in the market, it's very hard to determine where the market is going because we're grabbing stop losses in all different directions, and it gets very hard for me personally to determine where the market is going. And therefore, I know that after a 3 drives pattern, I can either expect a retracement, a half, let's say a half movement to the downside, a retracement 50% of that 3 drives, of that initial 3 drives right there, or I can expect a full-on reversal. Since I can expect either one of those, I have decided in the previous video to sell silver from here all the way down into almost the 50% area right there, all the way down, then end it. Now, after this portion of the movement ends, let me delete that order right there. After that portion of the movement ends, as I told you, the market has just been reset, and therefore we are in an area where after this point, let me draw this vertical line, after this point we don't know where we're going because we just took stop losses to the upside, we took stop losses to the downside, and therefore we're kind of getting mixed signals from silver. So what I'll wait for is after the 50% retracement happens, I'm going to determine whether silver is going to continue melting down or is going to reverse and tackle some liquidity through to the upside. Now, the way I determine that is by looking at the retracement portion. Just that. I forget about all the price action that happened on the left side right here. Okay, because on the left side right here, the market has been reset. Mixed signals, I don't know where it's going. Let me check what's happening on the right for me to decide what might go on next. And therefore, the market right here went through to the downside, 50% retracement. I look at this portion of the price action. Now, if this portion of the price action right here, let's say, is just grabbing highs, grabbing highs, grabbing highs, grabbing highs to the upside, then I expect the market to continue its reversal all the way down into the beginning of that previous three drives. Now, if the price action as we are going down is continuously forming liquidity on the opposite side, then I might expect a small retracement to take out this liquidity and then see where we go from there. So, as I said, to be completely honest with you, I didn't expect silver to rocket through to the upside like that, but I did expect that we will retrace and grab the liquidity that is forming inside this retracing price action right here. Let's mark it out. As you can see, we had tops right here, 1, 2, 3, meltdown. We had, of course, as usual, a trend line right here as we are going down, testing it 1, 2, 3, 4 times right there, retracing from it and forming liquidity all the way on the top. And on top of all this, we formed these impulses to the downside right there that left order blocks that people, as you can see, if I mark this one, for example, people right here are selling it as soon as they are also selling this trend line and placing their stop losses up here. So on the right side of my line right here, I can see that silver is forming liquidity through to the upside after retracing 50% of that three drives, which I expected, okay, we might get a push to the upside, maybe grab some liquidity, and then we see where we go from there. We could, for example, grab the liquidity and then continue our reversal to the first drive. And here's the thing, guys. I don't care about knowing every movement in the market. If I can get just like, okay, I expect a retracement, I get the retracement, I'm done. Yes, it's a shame the market ran in my direction, rocketed, and I didn't get that. However, I don't regret that. I am following my system. My system right here told me that the liquidity on the left side of the chart was resetted, and therefore I can only focus and check the liquidity that is on the right side of the market, which right here is forming to the upside. I can expect a small retracement. However, I don't know where this will go long term, because after we grab this liquidity, I don't know if we will resume to the downside or we will continue going up. And obviously for silver right here, it continued up. So to make a summary out of this, this is how I trade the markets when the liquidity is reset. Number one, I forget about the right side, I focus on the left side. This is number one. And number two is when focusing on the left side, I always keep in mind that we can go in either directions because we just reset the market right here. This is always in my brain. Like we could go both ways because we just received those mixed signals. We grab liquidity to the downside, liquidity to the upside. That's number two. Number three, a three drives pattern, 1, 2, 3, can both be a continuation pattern and a reversal pattern. And in both cases, the market will retrace almost 50% of the movement, grab some low below the 50% area right here, and then we decide from there whether we are going to continue our reversal down or whether we are going to switch up. And this is why I closed my first position around this low, because this is where I get to decide whether the market is going to continue down to grab the low or whether we're going to retrace and grab liquidity through to the upside. And the way I decide that is by looking at the price action on the right side of that line after the liquidity has been reset to determine whether there's liquidity to the upside that needs to be grabbed or whether liquidity to the upside inside here, let's say, have been grabbed. We formed double tops, let's say, and grabbed them. We formed a trend line and we already grabbed it. And okay, maybe it's time to continue the reversal. Then I would be looking for sells if that was the price action inside here. But in that case, the price action inside here was, let's form liquidity to the upside, which I believed, okay, a retracement might happen from here. It did happen. It not only happened, we rocketed through to the upside, and we're done here. Now, this is the end of the video, guys. Feel free to subscribe, notifications, all the YouTuber stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.